Hello, welcome back everybody. Right, so let's have a look at some of these coins. I'm not a financial advisor and it isn't financial advice, so we'll start by having a look at Bitcoin, right? So I'll just make this nice and quick because we're playing out the same story that that I've been talking about for a while now. So since breaking down from 11,200, I've been waiting for it to come all the way back down to 9,200, the 9,000 area, and then obviously if it does come down that area, we might be looking at another bounce like we had here, but we also have a chance of breaking it a bit further down. And if we did, it would make this target here, which would be on this white 200 EMA. That is, like I say, unlikely to happen anytime soon. So what I've just done now is I've put in this pitchfolk tool anyway, and we're on the daily, okay, so this would suggest to me that it looks to me that unless we're looking to make very, very small moves, or perhaps maybe an incremental move down back to 10,000 and no higher than pretty much where we are now really, that we're about to break this downwards trend. We could break it to the up, we could break it to the down. The momentum looks to me like it is to the down. We've got crosses down, we've got bearish indicators. The RSI is kind of neither here nor there, so it does suggest definitely sideways trend. I'm not going to say we're going to break this one today in a big way, but we're being squeezed into this little box here. And those who know a pitchfork, the way it works is these little segments of the pitchfork would indicate a trend. So you can see how the trend found resistance, even though it's descending. Resistance is here, and support's down here. So it looks like there might be something in it. Obviously we've got this $10,000 area here, which is extremely strong. But if this was to break, then we might be looking to obviously find a support around here, 9,800. But 9,200 would be down here as well, where we could be finding little bounces in amongst this pitchfork area. We'll have to see how it works out, to be honest with you. It's very steep though, I should say, if it does fall down onto this, but that is also something that those who are looking at the bearish likelihood of it becoming a bearish move now with Bitcoin, we are kind of anticipating if this area breaks here, especially this area breaks here, we are looking actually at quite bearish moves. Some might say that we're looking to perhaps come down as far as this, around 7,500, which would be around, like I say, at the moment where the 200 simple actually is at the moment. So there's, like I say, it's a very brief overview of that, and we'll have to see if this one works out. But it does look like it's there is some kind of a pattern on this one. Like I say, we've got the supports here. We broke up here, we got the resistances here, they're also downtrending, resistances here and here. So actually this pitchfork, looks like it has some kind of relevance to it. Anyway, we'll move on from that, we'll move on to Matic. So Matic yesterday I wasn't looking too bullish, nor was I looking too bearish on it, just looking for sideways, and it is kind of what we got. So we're looking at the Satoshi values here. We did find bounces, and we found resistances here on this 200 simple, our last course of action really before we plummet into the abyss, back down to perhaps maybe even 100 Satoshis. So we've got to hope that this area holds. No, we're moving up again, and this was yesterday's move, so we moved up again. We got rejected here on the 50 simple. But it looks like we've also found support on the 200 EMA back to 140 Satoshis. So it's definite sideways movement, to be honest with you. I don't really see a great deal of momentum to move to the up, but I did say that yesterday and we found this big move here. So, it's a difficult one really to pinpoint. All I can say is that currently our support here is relatively strong. Indicators look like they want to have a little move more to the up. And it can't come any later than this really, because you can see this green's about to cross beneath the white. That would be a pretty bearish signal. Last time we did that was all the way back up here, and we had a quite a long and painful and gradual descent from there. So we'd really like to try and avoid that, even though this is only on the 4 hourly, but 4 hourlies do hold relevance as well. So really what we'd really like to see is a move above this white 200 EMA. Perhaps maybe if we can get up to this 50 simple, that would be great, preferably turning the white EMA into a support. But looking at the chart now, we are currently, you could say, still consolidating from the move that we had after the Coinbase announcement. We do have obviously downwards trends performing. I mean, it's not precise. It's not precise by any means, but it could quite easily become something. I mean, we broke that trend, no question. So yeah, there's nothing going on there. So I would probably say that this, this chart is definitely looking to come down still. That's where it wants to go. Now, will it go that far? It's difficult to say. It's a sideways movement. It could go one way or the other. All I can say is that maybe if we come back down again to test this area, we'll find another bounce. We are finding bounces every time we we touch it now. And it is actually an upwards trend on the 200 simple. So that in itself is something to hold on to. Now, if this carries on this way with slight incremental moves up every time it touches it, we're going to find ourselves at the very beginning of September making a decision one way or another where we want to go, and it'll have to break out of this trend one way or another. If we do get this death cross, it's not going to be a good sign. We're probably going to come down. If we avoid the death cross and keep going up, then we might be looking to test this blue box territory here and maybe even break above it. But at the moment, like I say, the support is strong, but the momentum is down. The 4 hourly indicators suggest that it wants to move itself up a little. I have to say though that the daily looks a little steep to the down, and RSI is kind of in the middle. Really, not really. I mean, it's ever so slightly making higher highs, but it's also making lower lows. So it's sideways to the down, I would say. We've got to see some magical moves from Matic to really help it out of this area. It's probably not likely to do it on its own, and if it does move up, it'll only ever be so slightly, and there'll be probably sell-offs as a result of that, just like Matic is used to. We're kind of looking like we're seeing a smaller version of what happened on the larger time frames here. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. There's nothing much more to say. Like I say, we're waiting for Bitcoin to make its move down into this pitchfolk area and break through these supports. That's what we're really looking for, and that will dictate to us how the rest of the market's going to go. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.